I gave up my prestigious scholarship in Zurich for my werewolf alpha boyfriend. I was carrying his child, planning to surprise him. But in public, he gave the token I'd designed for the future pack leader to his mistress's son. When I stepped forward to confront him, he used an alpha's command to throw me to the ground, causing me to miscarry. He didn't even glance at me before ordering his guards to dump me in the river to die. He had no idea. I was saved by the most powerful alpha in Europe. 3 months later, I returned. This time, I wasn't here to build his walls. I was here to tear down his entire kingdom. I gave up my prestigious scholarship in Zurich for my werewolf alpha boyfriend. I was carrying his child, planning to surprise him. But in public, he gave the token I'd designed for the future pack leader to his mistress's son. When I stepped forward to confront him, he used an alpha's command to throw me to the ground, causing me to miscarry. He didn't even glance at me before ordering his guards to dump me in the river to die. He had no idea. I was saved by the most powerful alpha in Europe. 3 months later, I returned. This time, I wasn't here to build his walls. I was here to tear down his entire kingdom. For 4 years, I'd been the architect for my fated mate, Alpha Emilio. I gave up a scholarship to Zurich to build his legacy, waiting for him to make me his Luna. Tonight, I'm holding a positive pregnancy test. Our heir will finally seal our bond. But in the Great Hall, Emilio stands on the stage with his mistress, Hayden, and her son.
Tonight, we celebrate the future of the Obsidian Pack.
He pulls out a silver bracelet, the one I designed for my Luna ceremony. He fastens it around the wrist of his mistress's son. The boy points at me and screams,
Go away! Give back my dad!
The word dad shatters my world. I step forward, my voice trembling.
Emilio, I'm pregnant. That bracelet is mine.
Hayden screams that I'm a liar, trying to trap him. Emilio's eyes turn to ice. He unleashes the full force of his alpha command.
Sit down, Ilana.
His voice is a physical blow, throwing me off the stage. I crash onto the stone floor. A searing pain tears through me. Blood spreads across the stone. Our unborn pup is gone. Through my tears, I see Emilio shielding his mistress from the sight of my pain.
Get her out of here. Dump her in the woods. If she dies, she dies.
He thought he was throwing away a broken tool. He thought I would die alone in the dark. But I washed up on the shores of the Silver Alps. Their alpha, the most powerful wolf in Europe, found me. He's admired my work, and me, from afar for years. Now, 3 months later, I'm going back. Not to build Emilio's walls, but to tear his entire world down. I wake up in the healer's ward, my womb a hollow void. My mate, Alpha Emilio, killed our unborn pup with his command. He walks in, smelling not of a grieving father, but of his mistress.
It was an accident. You shouldn't have rushed the dais.
I lost our baby, Emilio.
He pats my hand, his touch making my skin crawl.
It's for the best. It wasn't the right time for an heir.
I confront him about the anniversary bracelet I saw on his mistress's son.
It's just jewelry. I'll buy you a better one.
He checks his watch, already bored with my grief.
Rest up. I need those watchtower blueprints by Friday.
Then he leaves me alone with the silence. My best friend Isla rushes in, sobbing.
That bastard. I tried to stop them.
But I don't feel sadness anymore. I feel a terrifying clarity.
He said it wasn't time for an heir. But that boy Leo calls him dad.
Isla's silence is all the confirmation I need.
There are rumors that Leo is his son.
Just then, a thought leaks through our broken mate bond. It's his mistress, Hayden, purring in his mind.
She's finally out of the way. You promised me the Luna suite.
My eyes land on a wooden wolf on the bedside table, a gift I carved for him. He's already thrown me away, dumping my personal effects like trash. I sit up, ignoring the sharp pain in my gut.
Allah. I'm leaving the pack. You can't. He won't let his best architect go.
I snatch the wooden wolf and throw it into the trash bin.
He broke the sacred bond. My wolf no longer serves him. I am not his tool.
I stand on shaking legs, my resolve like iron.
Help me pack. I'm gone before the moon rises.
My mate Emilio sent a dress to my hospital room for the mandatory pack gala. It was a dull gray slip, designed to make me invisible. I was just a tool to build a kingdom for her. I entered the ballroom, held together by painkillers and pure spite. In the center of it all was Hayden, wearing blood red and holding court like she was already Luna. She saw me and sauntered over, a malicious smile on her face. She leaned in close, smelling of Emilio's scent.
Elena. You look tired. Shouldn't you be resting after your accident? It wasn't an accident.
Our entire relationship, my entire life, was a lie.
You know, Emilio and I go way back. College. Sophomore year.
My blood ran cold. I met him junior year.
Exactly. He found me first. You were just the shield, sweetie. I was the heart. He chose love over instinct. He chose me. And Leo is 5. You do the math.
5 years. We had only been together for 4. Suddenly, a little boy ran across the dance floor.
Mommy! Daddy!
He ran straight to Emilio, who scooped him up, publicly claiming him as his heir. The entire room went silent. Emilio's eyes met mine, and I saw panic.
Ilana, wait.
I turned my back on him and walked away. But as I stepped outside, Hayden's voice stopped me. At the doors, I stopped and made a vow.
I'm done building his walls. It's time to tear them down.
Daddy said you have to stay in the basement until you learn to be nice.
The basement. The pack prison.
You can't leave. Leo, tell the nasty woman what Daddy said. Guards.
2 massive wolves blocked my path. I was trapped. The pack's guardians loom over me, their fur silver in the moonlight.
Mark. Please.
I know them. Mark and Sarah. I designed the home they share.
Seize her. She was trying to run.
But they don't move. They obey their alpha's command, not their friend.
Liar. You poisoned him against me.
My mate Emilio's mistress, Hayden, immediately plays the victim for him.
She threatened our son. Said she'd hurt him just like she hurt her own baby.
I beg Emilio to see the truth, to remember the woman he mated. But he just looks at me with dead, empty eyes.
You're hysterical, Ilana. You need to cool off.
Cool off? Just yesterday, he stood by and let our child die. Pain explodes as warm, sticky blood streams down my face. His son, Leo, suddenly grabs a jagged rock from the garden path.
Stop.
He doesn't hesitate. He throws it right at my head. My inner wolf snaps. I lunge, not at the boy, but at my mate. His alpha command slams me face first into the sharp gravel.
Take her to the border. Dump her.
I feel a sickening, warm gush. My healing wound has torn open again. He's not even sending me to the cells. He wants me to die as a rogue, so the council won't investigate. He crouches down beside me, his voice a cold, cruel whisper.
You were a good architect, Ilana. But you were never a Luna. A Luna knows her place.
Sorry, Ilana. And then they throw me over the edge. The guardians drag me through the mud to a cliff overlooking a raging river. I hit the freezing water, the impact shattering my bones. As I sink into the darkness, I find the golden bond connecting my soul to his. With my last ounce of strength, I imagine a pair of rusted shears. I sever the tie. The pain is blinding, worse than the fall, but then, I am free. I wake up in a strange cabin. A man in a ranger uniform stands over me.
Easy now. You've been out for 2 days.
His daughter, Mara, tells me the worst of it.
You lost a lot of blood. The miscarriage. It took a toll.
My hand flies to my flat, empty stomach. My baby is gone.
My mate. Emilio. Does he know I'm alive?
I can only laugh. He's holding a memorial service for me tomorrow.
He thinks you're dead. He announced your tragic accident yesterday.
Then, Mara points to a pile of designer boxes in the corner.
Gamma Marcus left these. Guilt money.
Inside one is a diamond necklace, glittering like a cold shekel.
Trash. Burn it all.
A new power rings in my voice. Mara obeys without question. She throws the necklace into the fire.
I don't want his money. I want the truth exposed.
Suddenly, Silas stiffens, grabbing a shotgun from the wall.
Rogues. 4 of them. They're tracking you.
Hayden. She sent them to finish the job. I force myself to my feet, pain forgotten. My architect's mind analyzes the cabin, seeing every weakness, every angle.
You can barely stand.
Silas. Give me 10 minutes. I can turn this cabin into a death trap. I built the obsidian pack's defenses.
Power surges through me, raw and ancient.
Dad. Look. Her eyes. They just turned white.
Silas stares, seeing the alpha I've become. He nods.
Hayden wanted me dead? She's about to learn you never hunt an architect in her own.
We're trapped inside a remote cabin as hired assassins surround the building.
They're close. I can smell the rot of rogues on the wind.
They aren't just beasts. They are hitmen. But I have a plan. I set a deadly trap, tying a fishing line across the door and smashing oil on the floorboards.
Mara. When I yell, you cut the rope on that heavy iron chandelier.
Open up. We know the bitch is in there. Don't make this harder. The wooden door explodes inward in a violent shower of splinters. A massive brown wolf lunges through the opening, its jaws snapping wildly. Its front paws hit my tripwire, and it skids helplessly forward on the slick oil.
Now.
The heavy iron chandelier drops like a guillotine, crushing the wolf's spine with a sickening crunch. 1 down. Silas fires his shotgun, wounding a second wolf who retreats howling into the night. But the third one, a huge black wolf with a scarred muzzle, is far smarter. He leaps over his fallen comrade with terrifying agility, landing right in front of me. With a sickening crack of bones reforming, he shifts into a naked, scarred man. Clever girl. But Hayden paid extra for your head. Hayden. The name hits me harder than a fist. The she-wolf who stole my mate and my life.
Why? I'm already vanished. I'm dead to the pack.
She wants to make sure the rightful Luna's bloodline ends. Permanently. His words don't break me. They ignite a volcano of pure rage deep inside my soul. A cold, silver power floods my veins, and my inner wolf doesn't just growl. She roars. I grab the heavy iron fire poker from the hearth. It feels as light as a feather in my hand. I swing with impossible strength, hitting in his skull with a single, brutal strike. The last wounded rogue sees its chance and lunges directly for a terrified Mara.
No.
A voice rips from my throat, ancient and powerful, shaking the very logs of the cabin.
Submit.
The wolf freezes midair, then collapses to the floor, whimpering in absolute terror.
Ilana, your eyes, they're glowing pure silver.
The power vanishes and I fall to my knees. But I'm not afraid. The white wolf is awake. I stand over the mangled body of the rogue leader. My knuckles are slick with his blood. Around me, my pack warriors chant my name. Alpha. 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 I wipe the blood from my mouth. Suddenly, Hayden throws her arms around my neck.
You were amazing, Emilio.
She kisses me hard, right here on the battlefield. I kiss her back. It's not for passion. It's the role I have to play. I chose her. The mother of the boy I call my son. As I pull away, my eyes drift past her. I look to the northern wall. It held. The rogues never stood a chance. The traps, the kill zone, it was a perfect design. Her perfect design. Ilana's. A sharp pain hits my chest, worse than any blow from the fight. I shut the feeling down. She's gone. I told the pack it was a tragic accident. It's the lie I tell myself so I can sleep at night. She tugs my arm, completely oblivious.
Come on. Leo is waiting. We need to celebrate.
I force a smile from my pack.
Yes. A victory for the pack.
But as their cheers wash over me, I know the truth. This victory isn't mine. It belongs to the woman I let die. My cuts and bruises are healing with terrifying speed. But the real wounds, the ones inside, refuse to fade. I sit on the porch of a mountain cabin, clutching a crumpled envelope. It's stained with river water from my escape. But the embossed letters are still perfectly clear. Zurich Academy of Architecture and Design. A full scholarship, sponsored by the Silver Alps Pack. 3 years ago, I threw this away. I chose him. I chose a dream built on quicksand. I chose Emilio. Heavy boots step onto the porch. It's Silas, the ranger who found me.
You should go, Ilana.
He hands me a mug of steaming tea.
You can't stay here. Not with that bloodline of yours waking up.
He's right. A strange new power is stirring inside me, and I can't control it.
You need real teachers. The kind of protection my shotgun can't provide.
My thumb traces the seal on the envelope.
The Silver Alps. They're the oldest pack in Europe. Traditional. Powerful.
Mara, his fiery companion, hops onto the railing, her eyes sharp. His name hits me like a physical blow.
And they are far, far away from Emilio.
The man who broke my heart. The mate who left me for dead. I stare down at the letter. This isn't just an old dream I abandoned. It's my only path to survival. And the first step on my road to revenge. My ex-mate, Emilio, is celebrating his victory. He's basking in their adoration. I can feel the pack's excitement through the last, dying threads of our bond. He's with her. But I'm here, in borrowed clothes, mourning the child he never wanted. I stand and grip the wooden railing, my knuckles white. You're right. I need to go. My friend Silas crosses his arms, his face set like stone. And they threw me out like garbage.
I have a contact. A pilot. He owes me a favor and can get you out tonight.
I stare out at the obsidian pack's border, shrouded in mist. I bled for that land. I built their homes, their defenses. I turn back to my friends, the tremor in my voice gone. I'm not running away. Their eyes widen in surprise. I'm advancing to a new position. I look at Silas and Mara, the only ones who stood by me. Thank you. For saving my life.
Just don't waste it.
He turns away, but not before I see the emotion in his eyes. I grab my empty drafting bag, heavy with the weight of my future. I do not look back. I walk toward the truck waiting to take me to the airstrip. Goodbye, Emilio. With one final push, I send my last words down the severn bond. The final thread snaps, and he is gone from my mind forever. Enjoy your kingdom. I hope the walls hold. I'm on a date with Hayden. I booked the entire restaurant terrace, just for us. Candles, a private violinist, a perfect romantic night. But it all feels like a lie. Hayden is laughing, talking about her son, Leo. I force a smile, but my face feels like stone.
He wants a pony. I told him, Daddy is the alpha, maybe he can get you a dragon.
She calls me his daddy, as if everything is already decided.
A dragon might be hard to find.
She waves her hand, completely dismissing my words. My gut twists into a knot.
So, about our Luna ceremony. I think we should redecorate the main hall. That drab gray stone is so depressing. I want gold and velvet drapes.
She wants to cover the heart of my pack house. The ancient stone my ancestors laid. The stone that she loved. A cold fury begins to rise in me. Her perfect smile finally falters. Her eyes flash with annoyance.
That stone is structural granite. Covering it will weaken the entire building.
Boring. You sound just like her.
The world stops. The violinist's music fades into nothing. All I hear is the blood pounding in my ears. She dared to bring her up. Her eyes widen in genuine fear. I lean across the table, my voice a low growl I barely recognize.
Don't.
For the first time tonight, she understands. She has just crossed a line she can never uncross.
Well, it's true. She was always so practical. So dull.
She is talking about Alana. My lost mate. Hayden swirls the red wine in her glass, her words a deliberate attack.
You need color, Emilio. You need life. That's what I bring.
He misses her.
Yes. You make me happy.
She stands, her silk dress shimmering as she walks around the table towards me. She ignores the empty chair waiting for her and sits directly on my lap. Her arms wrap tightly around my neck, pressing her body hard against mine.
I make you happy, don't I?
I smell her perfume. A heavy cloud of vanilla and rose. It is sweet, but it feels wrong. It is not the scent of home. The lie tastes like bitter poison on my tongue. My wolf stirs deep inside me, pacing restlessly in the darkness of my soul. He misses the clean smell of rain. He misses the scent of ink and old parchment.
Good. Because I ordered the gold drapes anyway.
She smiles, triumphant, and captures my lips in a kiss. I force myself to kiss her back, trying to feel something. Anything at all. I try to ignite the spark that is supposed to be there between mates. But there is no fire. There is no passion. There is only the cold, empty friction of skin on skin. It was pure architectural brilliance. It was her genius. I look over her shoulder at the moon, a lonely orb in the black void. Its pale light pulls me back to a memory from earlier today. I was walking past the nursery. The one Alana designed. Then the cold, hard truth slams into me all over again. She is dead. Sunlight streamed through the windows she placed, illuminating the entire room without using electricity. My hand instinctively reached for my phone to text her, to tell her how clever it was. I forced the thought away. Hayden is here. Leo is here. This is the life I chose to survive. I take a long sip of my wine, but the expensive vintage tastes like nothing but ash. I've come to the Silver Alps pack, to a castle carved from living rock. I'm not here for the view. I'm here to have my mating bond destroyed. Deep beneath the castle, I lie on a cold stone table. An ancient elder named Martha stands over me.
Are you sure about this, child?
The air is heavy with the scent of sage and ozone. I stare at the stone ceiling.
The bond is a gift from the goddess. To sever it by force. It will feel like a death. I already died. This is just cutting the string that keeps the corpse tethered.
I need the phantom feeling of my mate, Emilio, out of my head. I need the silence. Martha sees my resolve and gives a slow nod.
Very well.
She begins to chant in a low, guttural language. She crushes herbs into a bowl, making a dark paste. With her fingers, she paints symbols on my forehead and over my heart. The paste tingles, cold against my skin.
Close your eyes. Find the thread.
I do as she says. In the darkness of my mind, a single thread of light appears. It's a golden cord, but it's tarnished and frayed. It stretches out into an endless void. A spike of pure, undiluted panic. At the other end, I can feel him. Emilio. He's sleeping, his spirit restless. But as I focus on the bond, I feel a sudden jolt from his end. He can feel what I'm about to do. I lie on a cold, hard table. A woman named Martha stands over me, a silver dagger in her hand. She presses its tip against my chest. The metal burns like ice, a chilling pain that promises worse to come. Deep inside my soul, I focus on the spectral cord. The bond that has chained me to him for 4 long years. With my mind, I grip it, willing it to break. I reject you. I pull with every last shred of my will.
Now.
Her voice is a sharp command. As I pull, she presses the dagger down. A soundless snap echoes through my entire being. The cord is broken. White-hot agony explodes from my chest. It feels like a barbed hook is being ripped out of my heart. I scream, my body arching violently off the table, my spine bowing to its breaking point. My vision shatters into a million fragments of blinding light. I can't breathe. It feels like a dull blade is carving me out from the inside. Just as the darkness closes in, the tension vanishes. I collapse back onto the table, limp and powerless. I gasp for air, my clothes completely soaked in sweat. For the first time in years, there is silence. The heavy weight that crushed my soul is gone. The constant noise in my head is gone. My thoughts are finally my own. My heart is finally my own. Tears stream down my face, but they are not tears of pain. They are tears of pure, exquisite relief. I am finally free. I wake up screaming. A phantom spear feels like it's tearing through my chest.
Emilio,
Hayden scrambles up in the sheets, his eyes wide with fear.
what is it? Are we under attack?
I can't answer him. I can barely breathe. But this is more than just physical pain. I clutch my chest, gasping for air. My heart hammers a frantic rhythm against my ribs. A cold dread washes over me. Something vital is gone. I close my eyes, desperate, pushing past the agony. I reach out with my mind, through the bond that connects our souls. I search for the one person who anchors me. Ilana. I call her name in my thoughts. Nothing. I push harder, screaming for her in the space between our minds. I'm met with a terrifying, absolute void. It's not the quiet of distance. It's not the silence of sleep. It's an emptiness. A hole. The place where her soul was tied to mine is now a gaping wound. The connection we shared. The fated bond. It's gone. Completely and utterly severed. A cold wave of certainty crashes over me. A bond only breaks for one reason. Ilana is dead. A sudden, sharp emptiness rips through me. It feels like a part of my soul has been torn away. The connection, the constant pull that always led me to her. It's gone. My vision blurs. My voice trembles. My girlfriend, Hayden, grabs my arm, her eyes wide.
Emilio, what is it? You're scaring me.
She's gone.
I can barely force out the name.
Ilana. The bond, it is completely shattered.
Who's gone?
I watch Hayden's face change. For a split second, a flicker of pure triumph crosses her features. Then, as quickly as it appeared, it vanishes. A mask of sweet concern slides back into place.
Oh, baby.
She climbs back into bed, wrapping her arms around my chest. She kisses my chest, but her lips feel like ice.
It's finally over. The goddess has let her go. She's at peace now. Now, our real life can begin. No more ghosts.
I stare at the ceiling, her words ringing false in my ears. She calls Ilana a ghost. She says this is peace. But this feeling isn't peace. It's agony. It's like I'm bleeding out from a wound I can't see. If Ilana is finally at peace, then why do I feel like my world has just ended? I stand on the packhouse balcony, overlooking the entire pack. Banners of black and gold hang from the walls. Beside me, Hayden wears a literal diamond tiara. She insisted on this grand ceremony.
The pack needs to see us strong.
The elder's voice booms over the speakers.
I present to you, your new Luna, Hayden.
Crowd claps. But the sound is wrong. It's merely polite. Dutiful. When my father introduced my mother, the pack howled. The sound shook the very stones of this terrace. This is just the sound of people clapping because they have to. She isn't clapping. A voice shouts from the back of the crowd. Kiss her. I turn to Hayden, my new mate. She leans in, eyes closed, expecting the kiss that will seal our ceremony. I press my lips to hers. The crowd cheers politely. But I feel nothing. It's like kissing a cold stone statue. As I pull away, my mind drifts to another night. The night I became Alpha. Ilana was there, standing in the shadows, holding my notes.
You were born for this, Emilio. I've got your back.
She never wanted the spotlight. She just wanted me to succeed. Hayden is not Ilana. Hayden wanted the title. She wanted the power. Did she ever even want me? I instinctively reach down the bond, a habit I can't break. I'm looking for Ilana's presence to ground me. But there is only a cold, echoing void where she used to be. My gaze drifts to the forest line. For a second, I see a flash of white fur in the trees. A massive white wolf, watching us. I blink, and it's gone.
What is it? What are you looking at?
Nothing. Just ghosts.
I turn back to my pack and raise my hand in a wave. I have one. I had the title, the heir, and the girl I thought I wanted. But standing here, surrounded by hundreds of my people, I have never been more alone. I am the Alpha, and my pack is going bankrupt. I'm staring at budget reports covered in red ink. The war with the rogues has cost us almost everything. In my exhaustion, I shove the papers aside. My hand knocks over a pile of forgotten files, and they scatter across the floor. As I bend to pick them up, my fingers touch a rolled-up blueprint. With a deep breath, I crack it open. It's sealed with a wax stamp I haven't seen in years. It's a design for a new nursery wing. The handwriting in the margins makes my chest ache. My new mate, Hayden, stands over my desk with a hardened expression. She points a sharp finger at the blueprint I'm holding, a design left by my former mate, Ilana.
Burn it. It's poison. She did that to make me look bad. To make you think she was useful.
It's a good design, Hayden. It could save the pack money we don't have. She was useful. She was the best builder we had.
Hayden sits on the edge of the desk, physically blocking my view of the room, forcing me to see only her.
She was a snake. Do you know what she told me once? Back in college?
She leans in close, her eyes wide and frantic, her voice a venomous whisper right in my ear.
She said she only stayed with you because she liked the power of being with an alpha. She said you were malleable. Easy to manipulate because of your mother issues. She said she only stayed with you because she liked the power of being with an alpha. She said you were malleable. Easy to manipulate because of your mother issues.
My blood runs cold at her words, a chill that has nothing to do with the night air.
She said that?
Yes. She was jealous of us, Emilio. She knew we were meant to be together, so she tried to guilt trip you into keeping her around. Yes. She was jealous of us, Emilio. She knew we were meant to be together, so she tried to guilt trip you into keeping her around. She was evil. She hated Leo. I caught her glaring at him so many times.
She presses on with her attack, twisting every memory I have of Alana. I close my eyes, trying to picture it. Quiet, self-effacing Alana glaring at a child. The image doesn't fit, but Hayden sounds so sure, and a painful truth remains, Alana did reject me. She severed our bond. Hayden's voice suddenly softens, a complete shift in tone as she strokes my cheek with her nails.
She's gone now. She abandoned the pack. She abandoned you. I'm here. I'm the one who stayed.
I surrendered to her touch, desperate for the comfort, desperate to silence the doubt gnawing at my insides.
You're right. She left us.
She kisses my forehead, a possessive gesture that seals her victory with a well-crafted lie. But later that night, when Hayden is asleep, I find myself walking through the silent pack house. My feet take me to the east wing, to the small room Alana used to occupy. The door is unlocked. I step inside to find it completely empty, stripped bare on Hayden's orders. There is nothing left of her. No clothes, no drafting table, no lingering scent of ink and rain. I stand in the center of the cold, sterile box, my wolf howling in the darkness of my mind. It is a sound of pure, unadulterated loss that echoes in the void where my heart used to be. I have the title of Alpha. I have the Luna. I have the air. So why do I stand here shaking in the dark, feeling like a man who just realized had sold his soul for fool's gold? So why do I stand here shaking in the dark, feeling like a man who just realized had sold his soul for fool's gold? I stand on the frozen training grounds of the Silver Alps pack. The elder taps her cane sharply on the ground. Sweat drips down my back, even in the freezing cold. She wants me to control the power of the white wolf.
Focus, child.
But it feels like fire boiling in my veins. And it is angry.
I'm trying.
For years, my bond with my ex-mate Emilio suppressed it. He kept it dormant, suffocated.
Don't try.
But now that I've severed that bond, my power is waking up. I close my eyes and reach inside myself. I push past all the fear he forced on me. My inner wolf is there. She isn't the scrawny, submissive wolf I was forced to be. She is massive. A queen. Her fur is the color of snow, and her eyes burn. Her voice vibrates through my entire body. Let us out. I finally stop fighting. I surrender to her. It feels like a release. Shifting is supposed to hurt. Bones breaking, muscles tearing. But this time, it feels different. A dam inside me finally breaking. A snap. A crunch. A flood of blinding heat. I throw my head back and scream. But the sound that tears from my throat is not a human cry. It's a roar. I land on all fours. The ground itself trembles beneath my new weight. I look down at my paws. I open my eyes, and the world is sharper, brighter, painted in high definition. They are colossal, easily twice the size of a normal wolf's. Elder Martha takes a stumbling step back. My fur is thick and lustrous, glowing in the dim morning light.
By the goddess.
The architect who stayed in the shadows, drawing plans for a future that wasn't mine. For years, I was the weak beta female. The girl who was never good enough for Alpha Emilio. She bows her head to me in reverence. But that girl is gone. Here, on this mountain, I am a force of nature. I push off the ground, my muscles coiling and releasing with explosive power. I tear through the snow, faster than thought, faster than I have ever moved in my life. I run until my lungs burn, until I reach the highest peak overlooking the valley. I look down at the world below. I think of the dream house I designed for Emilio. I think of the nights I waited, only to smell another woman's perfume on his shirt. A pang of sadness hits me, but it's distant, like a bad dream. I rear up on my hind legs. And I howl. It is not a howl of mourning. My voice is so powerful, it shatters the silence. It is a declaration.
I am Alana Thomas. I am the white wolf. And I am no longer yours.
The sound echoes off the mountains. And on a distant peak, my howl triggers a massive avalanche. For 3 months, I'd known peace at the Silver Alps pack. Tonight was the festival of the first frost. Surrounded by my new family, I finally let myself feel safe. But that feeling was a lie. Without warning, the sky ripped open. Wolves scattered, screaming and laughing as they ran for cover. A freezing deluge hammered down, killing the bonfire instantly. I sprinted for the nearest building, the packed library. I pushed inside, shaking icy water from my hair. The room was silent, warm. Then a scent slammed into me. It wasn't just old books and leather. It was rain on dry earth. Cedar. Ozone. A scent my very soul recognized. My wolf screamed one word inside my head.
Nate.
I had severed my bond. I was damaged goods. No. It was impossible. The goddess would not give me a second chance. You're dripping on the Persian rug. A man stood by the fire, holding a book. The voice was deep, like distant thunder. My heart hammered against my ribs as I looked up. He was taller than any man I'd ever seen. His hair wasn't white with age. It was the color of liquid silver. And our eyes locked. They were the color of a violent storm. A jolt shoots up my spine. My knees buckle from the force of it. Across the room, the handsome stranger drops his book. My wolf purrs inside my head, a possessive, certain sound. Mine. He is ours. He doesn't move. He just stares at me, his eyes burning with intensity. He breathes my name like a prayer.
Ilana.
Panic grips my chest. He knows my name. Is he a spy? An enemy sent to finish me?
Who are you?
He immediately raises his hands in surrender.
I'm sorry. I'm Ansel. Ansel Acosta.
My breath hitches. Ansel Acosta. The alpha of the Silver Alps. He is the most powerful wolf in all of Europe. But he isn't looking at my body, or the scars that cover it.
I know your work. The structural reinforcements you designed for the obsidian borders? Genius.
He's not talking about my looks. He's talking about my mind.
You like my designs?
I think they are brilliant. Just like the architect.
The magnetic pull between us becomes a physical force. He takes another step closer and extends his hand.
Would you like to dry off? Maybe have some dinner?
My fear screams at me to run. But for the first time, my heart whispers for me to stay. I reach out and take his hand. Literal, visible sparks of blue and gold light dance across our skin. And then it happens. His gray eyes darken, the pupils swallowing everything.
Goddess.
I haven't slept. Every time I close my eyes, I see her face. Ilana. My wolf paces inside my ribs, a caged beast howling for its mate. Asterisk mate. She is ours, asterisk. I've known of her for years. The brilliant architect behind the Obsidian Pack's defenses. But now I know why the news of her arrival filled me with a rage that tasted like iron. She is my second chance mate. And that fool, Emilio, rejected her. He threw her away like she was nothing. I stared down at the dossier my Gamma prepared. It's a detailed report of her life there. The years of neglect. The constant emotional abuse. My claws extend without thinking, shredding the top page. I slam my fist down on the solid mahogany desk. The wood cracks and splinters under the force.
I will burn his pack to the ground.
The words hang in the silent room. But I can't. Not yet. Ilana is fragile. Her foundation has been shattered. She needs to feel safe before she can be truly mine. If I push too hard, if I claim her too fast, she will run from me. I look at the clock on the wall. 6 a.m. Elder Martha mentioned she walks by the lake at sunrise. I force my claws to retract and smooth my shirt cuffs. It's time to arrange a little coincidence. I'm taking a quiet walk by the lake, trying to clear my head after everything that has happened.
Ilana? Is that you?
I stop and turn around. It's Alpha Ansel, walking down the path toward me. His silver hair shines in the morning light, and he's wearing a heavy wool coat. He is handsome, but that's not what I see. I see a man who looks completely and utterly guilty. I immediately cross my arms over my chest, my guard going up. He stops in his tracks, looking totally caught.
Alpha and Sal. Do you always take walks at the exact time your guest does?
A dark blush creeps up his neck, betraying his calm expression.
Well, the lake is beautiful this time of day.
His excuse is so bad that a real laugh bubbles up from my chest.
You are a terrible liar, Alpha.
He sighs, his shoulders slumping as he drops the fake act. He gives me a sheepish smile.
I just wanted to make sure you were okay. After last night.
I glance at him, my interest sparked despite myself.
I'm fine.
I turn and resume my walk, but he falls into step beside me.
And?
He keeps a careful, respectful distance, not prodding me or pushing himself on me.
I was thinking, the library, it's old. The ventilation is poor. The shelving defies logic. And I was hoping you might consult on a renovation. Or a new wing. Whatever you think is best.
He stops walking and turns to face me directly, his gray eyes pleading with me.
I don't need a builder, Ilana. I have an army of laborers. I need your vision. I want you to build something here. Something that lasts.
My breath catches. This isn't charity. He's not offering me a handout because he feels sorry for me. He is offering me a purpose. He is offering me a place in his world, a place I can earn with my own skills. A small, genuine smile finally touches my lips.
You're trying to woo me with architecture.
His voice drops, becoming low and rough with hope.
Is it working?
Maybe a little.
I look at the calm water of the lake, then back into his stormy gray eyes. He takes a step closer. The air fills with the scent of cedar and fresh rain.
I know you're hurting. I know what you've been through. I'm not him, Ilana. I don't want to own you. I want to know you.
He slowly reaches out, his fingers gently tucking a stray strand of my hair behind my ear. His skin grazes mine, and a powerful jolt of electricity shoots straight through my core. My inner wolf is howling, screaming at me that this is right, that I should trust him.
Give me a chance. Let me show you what a mate is supposed to be.
Okay. Show me.
I look into his eyes and see no demands, no pressure. I only see an open hand, patiently waiting for mine. The ocean roars. Each wave crashes against the shore, a hammer inside my skull.
Isn't this amazing, baby?
My girlfriend, Hayden, runs down the beach in a bikini that costs a fortune. I brought her to this luxury resort because she wouldn't stop complaining. She said my pack house was too gloomy. But that's a lie. The real reason I'm here is a promise I made to someone else. A promise I made to Ilana. Years ago, she told me about her dream to see this place.
I want to see the horizon, Emilio. Where the water meets the sky.
I told her I would take her one day. I never did. Now, I'm here with Hayden. And Ilana is gone.
Come take a picture of me.
She poses against a rock, arching her back. I pull out my phone, but my thumb betrays me. It scrolls back to a photo I couldn't bring myself to delete. Her smile was real. It's Ilana in the college library, surrounded by books. I look up from my phone. She's laughing at something I said, a pencil smudge on her cheek.
Make sure you get the lighting right.
She's pouting, adjusting her cleavage for the perfect angle. I snap her picture. And utterly plastic. The photo is technically perfect. A wave of nausea rolls over me, colder than the ocean itself. I leave Hayden on the beach and walk back to our rental villa. Inside, I unpack my bag. At the very bottom is an old photo album. I sit on the bed and open it. It's pictures of me and Ilana. In every photo, she looks at me like I am the sun. And in every photo, I look calm. Anchored. Happy. I look around the luxurious room. Hayden's designer clothes are thrown everywhere. Her jewelry is a mess on the nightstand. There is no substance here. Only noise. Suddenly, the door opens.
Emilio? Why did you just leave me there?
She flops onto the bed, her eyes landing on the album.
Why do you have that dusty old thing?
They're memories, Hayden.
She snatches the album from my hands. She hurls the album across the room.
It's the past. You're obsessed with her. She's gone, Emilio. Why can't you just focus on me?
It smashes against the wall, and a single photo slides out. It's Ilana, standing in the rain, smiling. The air in the room grows heavy as my alpha aura flares.
Don't touch my things.
Hayden flinches back, her face pale with fear.
I just want you to be happy.
I don't know what happy is anymore.
I walk out onto the balcony and stare at the setting sun. I grip the railing, the metal groaning under my fingers. I didn't just miss her. I missed who I was with her. I chose the wrong mate. And now, I will pay for that mistake for the rest of my life. One moment, I am safe in the library with Ansel, the powerful alpha of the Silver Alps pack. His hand covers mine on the large oak table, a warm and comforting presence that speaks of safety. But suddenly, he stiffens, his entire body going rigid with a sudden and intense alarm. His head snaps toward the large library window, his nostrils flaring as he sensed something wrong in the air.
Intruders. We have a perimeter breach.
Before I can even process his dangerous words, a deafening boom shakes the entire castle to its very foundations. Before I can even process his dangerous words, a deafening boom shakes the entire castle to its very foundations. The heavy, reinforced oak doors to the library explode inward with a violent, splintering crack. Shards of dark wood rain down across the expensive Persian rug like deadly shrapnel from a bomb. I shoot to my feet in shock, my chair scraping loudly against the floor as my heart pounds in my chest. Standing in the ruined, smoking doorway is my fated mate, the man who rejected and abandoned me, Alpha Emilio. Standing in the ruined, smoking doorway is my fated mate, the man who rejected and abandoned me, Alpha Emilio. He is not alone. He is flanked by 4 of his grim-faced personal guardians, all dressed in black tactical gear. But Emilio himself looks completely wrong, like a twisted ghost of the Alpha I once knew and loved. His eyes are wild and bloodshot, deeply bruised with the desperate exhaustion that seems to consume him.
Found you.
His 2 words send a chill of pure ice shooting down my spine, freezing the blood in my veins. In a blur of sheer speed and motion, Ansel is on his feet and standing in front of me, shielding me with his body. He becomes a solid wall of muscle and protective rage, a living barrier between me and my painful past. He becomes a solid wall of muscle and protective rage, a living barrier between me and my painful past. A low, vibrating growl emanates from deep in his chest, a sound so powerful it shakes the very air in the room. A low, vibrating growl emanates from deep in his chest, a sound so powerful it shakes the very air in the room.
You are trespassing on Silver Alps territory, Alpha Thomas. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't rip your throat out right now. You are trespassing on Silver Alps territory, Alpha Thomas. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't rip your throat out right now.
Emilio completely ignores the powerful Alpha who is threatening to kill him. His broken, desperate eyes are locked only on me, looking right over Ansel's broad shoulder as if he isn't even there. His broken, desperate eyes are locked only on me, looking right over Ansel's broad shoulder as if he isn't even there.
Ilana. Come here.
He uses his Alpha command, a supernatural power meant to force absolute and unquestioning obedience from a lesser wolf. He uses his Alpha command, a supernatural power meant to force absolute and unquestioning obedience from a lesser wolf. I feel the crushing pressure of it slam into me, a heavy, invisible hand trying to crush my will and my spirit. It tries to force my legs to move, to make me crawl back to his feet like a pathetic, obedient dog. In the past, this terrible power would have flattened me, leaving me with no choice but to obey his every whim. But I am no longer that weak, wolfless girl he so easily cast aside for another. My white wolf, an ancient and massive spirit of immense power, rises up inside of me. She snaps her powerful spiritual jaws around the invisible pressure of his command, and it shatters into a million pieces like fragile glass. She snaps her powerful spiritual jaws around the invisible pressure of his command, and it shatters into a million pieces like fragile glass. I stand my ground, my spine straight as steel, and I do not move a single inch. My ex-mate Emilio glares at me, his face twisted with rage. I step out from behind my protector, Ansel.
I said, come here. You are a member of the Obsidian Pack, and I am your Alpha.
No. I am not a member of your pack.
You can't leave. You belong to me. We are fated.
A sharp, cold laugh escapes my lips.
Fated? You rejected our bond every single day for years. You rejected it when you touched her. You rejected it when you let her mock me. You rejected it when you chose her son over our unborn pup.
Ansel lets out a dark, terrifying laugh. His new mate, Hayden, steps forward, wrapped in a ridiculous fur coat.
Oh, stop being so dramatic, Elena. We heard you were being held prisoner.
The only prison Ilana has ever known was the one you built for her.
Emilio's face turns purple. He roars.
She is my mate. She is coming home.
He lunges for me, his claws extended. But Ansel moves like lightning. He doesn't even shift. He catches Emilio's wrist in midair. A sickening crunch echoes through the room as the bone snaps. Emilio howls, dropping to his knees in agony.
Touch her again, and I will end your bloodline.
I walk towards the pathetic man I once worshipped. He looks up, hope sparking in his delusional eyes.
Ilana, please. I can fix it. I can.
I cut him off, my voice ringing with the power of the white wolf.
I, Elena Thomas, reject you, Emilio Thomas, of the Obsidian Pack, as my mate.
The air in the room snaps. A golden thread of light appears between our chests. It vibrates, whines, and then shatters. Emilio screams, clutching his heart as the pain of the severed bond rips through him. But for me? I feel a weight lift from my shoulders. The last chain is finally broken.
Get them out of here, and sell. They smell like garbage.
I watch the Obsidian Pack's SUVs retreat down the mountain. They're finally gone. My hands are trembling, the adrenaline from the fight finally crashing.
Are you all right?
Ansel stands a few feet away. He's giving me space, respecting boundaries I never had to voice. I turn to face him. He looks like a warrior god, his eyes still dark with alpha fury.
I did it.
The reality finally settles in. I'm free.
It's really over.
It is. You're safe.
I wrap my arms around myself, trying to hold it all together.
Why did you do that for me? Why risk so much? He could have declared war.
He steps closer, his shadow falling over me.
Let him.
His voice is a lethal promise.
I would burn the world to ash before I let him take you back.
My breath catches in my throat.
Unsell.
But he isn't done. He looks me straight in the eye.
I love you, Ilana.
I stumble backward, my shoulders hitting the cold window pane. The 3 words hit me harder than any punch. My mind scrambles for an excuse, for any other reason.
You can't. We barely know each other. This is just the second chance bond. It's biology, not—
Ansel's gray eyes burn into mine, filled with an intensity that steals my breath.
It is not just biology. Do you think I just met you that day in the library?
My mind goes completely blank. The world seems to tilt on its axis. A cold dread washes over me, mixed with disbelief.
What?
He runs a hand through his striking silver hair, a vulnerable look crossing his face.
I have known who you were for 3 years. I saw your architectural designs for the Obsidian Bridge project. I was captivated.
He tells me he needed to know the mind behind such brilliant work.
You stalked me?
He takes a deliberate step closer, and his powerful voice drops to a whisper.
I watched you, Ilana. From a distance. I saw you crying in the woods when he forgot your birthday.
His expression softens instantly, his gaze gentle but firm.
I protected you.
He tells me that twice, rogue wolves tried to cross the border near where I was working. His scouts intercepted them before they could ever reach me. Tears begin to prickle at the corners of my eyes.
I couldn't interfere with another alpha's mate, the laws forbade it, but I couldn't let you die.
While my fated mate Emilio had ignored my very existence, this stranger, this powerful alpha, had been guarding me from the shadows.
Why?
He finally closes the last bit of distance between us. He reaches out, and his thumb brushes away a tear rolling down my cheek.
Because my wolf knew. He knew you were ours. We just had to wait for you to be free.
He rests his forehead against mine, and the electric spark of our bond hums against our skin.
I know you are scared. I know he broke you. I am asking for a chance. Not to own you. Just to stand beside you.
I look into his stormy eyes, and I see nothing but the truth.
I'm broken, Unsell. I have sharp edges.
It's a love so deep it terrifies me, but for the first time I don't want to run. His response is immediate, simple, and it shatters every wall I've ever built.
Then I will bleed. I don't care.
The stone around my heart finally cracks open, and I surrender to the gravity of him.
Okay.
My new life in the Silver Alps pack is a dream. I spend my days sketching in the library with my new mate, Ansel. There is no fear here, no walking on eggshells around a volatile alpha. He works on pack business, but every time I look up, his eyes are already on me. But a shadow from my past with Emilio still lingers. A question I have to ask. I set down my pencil.
Unsell, you said you watched me back then. How much did you see?
Yes, my love?
He doesn't look up from his laptop, but his hand slides across the table to take mine. He immediately stops typing. His gaze lifts to mine, his expression suddenly guarded.
Ilana.
Did you know about the baby? Did you know I was pregnant when it happened?
The question hangs in the air, heavy and cold. He snaps his laptop shut with a loud crack. He stands, circles the table, and sinks to his knees beside my chair. He looks up at me, his face twisted in agony.
I knew.
His voice is thick with a pain that matches my own.
When the report came in, that you had fallen, that there was so much blood.
His grip on my hand tightens until it almost hurts.
I wanted to kill him. That very night, I gathered my warriors. I was ready to breach the treaty. I was ready to invade his territory and tear him apart for failing you.
I stare at him, my heart pounding in my chest. He was ready to start a war. For me. For our baby. I can barely find my voice.
Why didn't you?
Ansel looks at me, his eyes filled with a painful honesty.
I was going to burn this world down for you.
He tells me only one person could have stopped his warpath.
Elder Martha stopped me. She told me you were alive. She said if I invaded, I would start a war. Thousands would die. And you would hate me for it.
His jaw tightens, the memory still raw. He was forced to wait. To trust. He takes my hand, pressing his face into my palm. He kisses the center of it like a holy vow. His confession shatters my defenses.
It was the hardest thing I have ever done. Waiting while you were in pain.
My ex-mate, Emilio, never even noticed my pain. He was always the one who caused it. But Ansel, this alpha was ready to start a war just because I was hurt. The paranoia inside me vanishes, replaced by a sudden warmth. I manage a weak, trembling smile.
You really are a stalker.
My voice is barely a whisper.
Ansel? Thank you for waiting.
He looks up, a small, genuine smile finally breaking through his pain.
Only for you.
He stands and pulls me into his arms. He smells like cedar and safety, a fortress around me.
I would wait 1,000 years. But I am very glad I don't have to anymore.
I rest my head on his chest, listening to his powerful heartbeat. It beats for me. He holds me tight, his voice a low rumble against my ear. And for the first time, I finally believe it. I wake before dawn. The space beside me in bed is cold and empty. Ilana is gone. Panic hits me like a physical blow. My heart hammers against my ribs. The old fear returns. The fear that this was all just a dream. I throw the covers off and pull on my sweatpants. I race out of the bedroom and into the hall.
Ilana?
My voice cracks with fear.
I'm here.
Her voice. It drifts in from the balcony. Relief washes over me so fast my knees feel weak. I walk out into the freezing morning air. The sun is just rising over the mountain peaks. It paints the snow violet and gold. And there she is. She stands by the railing. She's wearing nothing but one of my oversized shirts. Her legs are bare in the biting cold. Then I see what she's holding. A bouquet of flowers. My breath catches in my throat. They are white moonflowers. They only grow on the highest, most treacherous peaks in our territory. They are a legend. A symbol of eternal, unbreakable devotion. She turns to face me. Her cheeks are red from the cold, but her eyes are shining. She holds the impossible flowers out to me, a silent offering that means everything. A figure emerges from the morning mist. It's Alana.
I went for a walk.
She's holding a bouquet of wildflowers, their petals still wet with dew. I just stare at the flowers, my mind struggling to catch up. A small smile plays on her lips.
Ilana, these grow on the North Ridge. That's a 2-hour climb.
I have a very fast wolf.
She steps closer, and the smile vanishes. Her expression turns deadly serious.
You told me you loved me. You told me you waited for me. You gave me everything, Unsel.
She takes a sharp breath, her words forming clouds in the cold air.
And I've just been taking it. I've been healing.
Her eyes lock onto mine, filled with a fire I haven't seen before.
But I don't want to just heal anymore. I want to live.
She shoves the flowers against my chest with sudden force.
I love you, Unsel. I am done looking back.
Every word is a hammer blow, shattering the walls I built around my heart. My vision blurs.
I want to be your mate. Your real mate. Not because of the bond, but because you're the best man I have ever known.
I, the alpha known across the territories for my iron composure, feel the unfamiliar sting of tears.
You stole my line.
I grab her, crushing her and the flowers in a desperate hug.
I was supposed to do the grand gesture.
She laughs, the sound vibrating right through my chest.
Love doesn't have rules, Unsel. Whoever feels it first, says it.
I bury my face in her neck, inhaling the scent that is only hers.
I felt it first. Years ago.
Then you should have been faster.
I pull back, needing to see her face, needing to be sure.
It means I'm yours. Completely.
Does this mean?
Her eyes are clear and certain, a promise of a future I almost gave up on. 3 months have passed. He took me to the southern coast, insisting I needed to thaw out in the sun. 3 months since I escaped the pack that tried to murder me. Ansel brought me here, to the Silver Alps, to heal. But the warmth felt wrong. I found myself missing the ice. Now, we are back, and the world is buried in a blanket of white. Snow has been falling for 3 days straight, silencing everything. The frigid air hits my face like a slap. I step out of the car, my boots crunching in the fresh powder. But I don't shiver. I smile. Ansel watches me from the trunk as he unloads our bags.
You're weird. Most wolves hate the deep freeze.
He's right. The old me would have hated this. But the old me is gone, buried by betrayal and pain. This cold feels like a part of me now. I tilt my head back, catching a single snowflake on my tongue.
It's clean.
He thinks I'm talking about the snow. He doesn't understand that I'm talking about my life.
It covers everything. It makes the world look new.
A blank slate. A chance to start over where the past can't find us. For a single, perfect moment, I let myself believe it. I believe we can finally be safe here. But the silence of the snow isn't peace. Because covering the past doesn't make it disappear. It's just the calm before the inevitable storm. And my enemies haven't forgotten me. They are closer than we think. I stare at my own reflection, captured in the dark, cold glass of the car window. The woman looking back isn't the girl I used to be, not even a faint memory of her. Gone is the scared, skinny girl who fled the obsidian pack with nothing but the clothes on her back. That girl's eyes were always on the ground, her shoulders perpetually slumped in defeat and fear. But this woman is different. Her gaze is level and fierce, burning with the untamed power of the white wolf. She is strong, her body honed by training and proper food, not wasted away by neglect. She is a survivor. And for the first time in a lifetime of pain, I can see genuine happiness reflected in her eyes. Suddenly, a pair of strong, familiar arms wrap securely around my waist, pulling me from my thoughts. I lean back into Ansel's solid embrace, the steady beat of his heart grounding me in this perfect present.
Ready to go inside? Elder Martha is making that venison stew you love so much.
His voice is a comforting rumble against my ear, a sound that means safety, a sound that means home. But my gaze drifts past his shoulder, drawn unwillingly toward the bleak, snow-covered southern horizon. Out there, shrouded in winter storms, lies the territory of the Obsidian Pack. My former prison. Ansel senses the shift in me immediately, his arms tightening just a fraction. He knows me so well.
You're thinking about them again, aren't you? About the news.
I can only get a slow, heavy nod. The whispers travel fast on the winter winds, even out here.
I heard Emilio's great investments in the human world have all turned to ash.
But it's so much worse than just failed business deals. The entire pack structure is crumbling from within. Their old alliances have shattered, leaving them isolated and vulnerable. Their hunting grounds are barren and overhunted. The once feared Alpha Emilio, who ruled with an iron fist and a cruel heart, is now seen as a weak, incompetent failure. Pack morale has completely disintegrated. They are weak, they are divided, and worst of all, they are starving. For a single, fleeting moment, a tiny, traitorous part of me feels a sharp twinge of pity. It's a distant, hollow feeling, like reading about a forgotten tragedy in some dusty, ancient history book. But then I remember the cold, dismissive sneer on Emilio's face and the constant, gnawing hunger they forced upon me. I remember the feeling of utter hopelessness, of being trapped with no way out. The pity vanishes, replaced by cold, hard ice.
They made their own choices. They built their own cage. Let them rot in it.
I finally, decisively, turn my back on the South, on all the ghosts that still live there in the shadows.
Let's go home, Ansel. I'm hungry.
I walk into the warm, golden light of the castle with my mate, leaving the entire miserable past to be buried forever by the falling snow. While my old pack house choked on toxicity, I was preparing for a new beginning. My ex-mate Emilio's new Luna, Hayden, lies on a couch, scrolling on her phone.
I need a new dress for the winter solstice gala.
Emilio's hands tremble as he tells her they're broke.
We can't afford it, Hayden. Our trade agreements are frozen.
It's the word I never used.
So fix it. You're the alpha. Stop being so useless.
That one word, useless, shatters his composure.
You're nothing like Ilana.
He hurls his crystal glass against the wall, and it explodes.
She was useful. She was kind. You're just... you.
How dare you? I am your Luna.
Are you? Because the pack hates you. The elders hate you. Even I'm starting to hate you.
She screams and storms away, leaving him alone in the wreckage of his own making. But his regret means nothing to me now. My new mate, Ansel, stands beside me, adjusting his tie. I adjust the strap of my silver silk gown, which fits me like a second skin.
It's the regional Alpha Summit. If we don't go, it looks like we're hiding.
He turns to me, his eyes filled with genuine admiration.
Besides, you look breathtaking. You deserve to be seen.
We walk into the massive hotel ballroom in Zurich, and the entire room falls silent. Every Alpha and Luna in Europe turns to stare. They know me by many names. The White Wolf. The Rejected Mate. I feel the whispers ripple through the crowd as Ansel's hand rests firmly on my back. But tonight, I hold my head high as the new Luna of the Silver Alps pack. Suddenly, a voice cuts through the air, dripping with poison. Well, look who decided to show up. I turn, my eyes narrowing, ready for whoever dared to challenge me. A woman steps in front of us. I know her instantly. It's Clara, one of Hayden's most loyal followers.
You have some nerve showing your face here, Elena.
The music stops. Every eye in the room turns to us.
After what you did to poor Emilio, you're a traitor.
Ansel tenses beside me. A low growl rumbles in his chest. I place a hand on his arm, holding him back.
I didn't abandon the pack, Clara. I was replaced by the Mistress who is bankrupting all of you.
Gasps ripple through the crowd.
That's a lie. Hayden told us you were just jealous. Jealous because you were too weak to give Emilio a strong heir.
Her words are a dagger. My hand flies to my stomach.
That's why the goddess took your pup. It was a punishment.
The room goes dead silent. Then, Ansel moves. He's a blur, a predator unleashed. In an instant, he is in Clara's face. His eyes glow with pure black rage.
Say that again. Speak of her child again, and I will tear your tongue from your head.
Clara trembles, the scent of her fear filling the air.
Ansel. She's not worth it.
I walk up to the terrified woman.
Tell Hayden her time is up. The truth is coming.
We turn and walk out, leaving the stunned crowd behind. But as we reach the doors, I see her. Hayden. Watching from the shadows, a smirk on her face. She mouths a single word to me, soon. I meet her gaze. Bring it on. The air in the ballroom is thick with judgment. Whispers follow me as I move through the crowd. This isn't a party. It's a social execution.
Ansel, I'm leaving. I can't do this.
But before we can take a step, the doors slam open. It's Hayden.
So, the traitor returns.
She wears a dress the color of fresh blood, and her eyes lock directly onto me. The crowd parts as she stalks toward us.
You have some nerve, Elena, showing your face here after what you did. And what did I do, Hayden? Besides leaving a man who didn't want me, you abandoned your alpha? You left Emilio when the pack was vulnerable.
Tears instantly well in her eyes. It's a perfect performance.
And now we know why. You've been conspiring with him.
She points a trembling finger at Ansel, who stands beside me. A collective gasp rips through the room.
You're selling Obsidian pack secrets. You're a rogue sympathizer. That is a lie.
That accusation is not just an insult. It's a death sentence. They call me heartless. Traitor.
Is it? Emilio is sick with worry because of your betrayal. And you're here, parading in silk while we suffer.
The crowd murmurs against me, their faces twisting with anger. These are the people I grew up with, and now they look at me like I'm a monster. I look at their faces, then I look back at Hayden's fake tears.
You are pathetic.
The entire room goes dead silent. A sharp, jagged laugh escapes my lips.
Do you really think these tears work on me anymore? I know you, Hayden. You only cry when—
A voice booms from the entrance. It's my ex-mate, Emilio. He sees his new lover, Hayden, crying on the floor. His eyes lock onto me, filled with instant rage.
What did you do to her?
He storms forward, getting in my face.
I told you to stay away. Haven't you caused enough damage?
He grabs my arm, his grip bruising my skin.
I didn't do anything, Emilio. She's putting on a show.
I rip my arm from his disgusting touch.
Apologize. Now.
His face twists in fury. He raises his hand to strike me.
You destroyed us. You chose a pretty face over your mate. You are weak.
But before it can land, the air in the room turns to ice. My new mate, Alpha Ansel, takes a single step forward. A wave of immense power rolls off him, forcing every wolf in the room to their knees. Emilio freezes, his hands still hovering in the air.
Touch her, and you lose everything. This is pack business, Acosta. Stay out of it.
Ansel's gaze sweeps across the terrified faces in the room.
It became my business when you put your hands on my future Luna. Listen closely. Anyone who stands with this man, your business with the Silver Alps pack is finished.
Panic erupts. The Silver Alps pack controls all the trade routes and contracts. Ansel turns his ice-cold eyes back to Emilio. He pauses, letting the words sink in.
Every contract. Every shipment. Every loan. You wanted to blame Ilana for your failure? Now you can see what real failure looks like. My team is freezing all assets linked to the Obsidian pack. As of this moment. You can't. It's already done.
Ansel wraps a protective arm around my waist and pulls me to his side. I don't look back. We walk out of the room, leaving my ex-mate completely and utterly ruined. My company is bleeding out. The red numbers on my screen are a digital bloodbath. 3 days after the gala, our rivals are strangling our supply lines. We are losing millions by the hour. Suddenly, the door to my office slams open. It's my mate, Hayden, wrapped in a new fur coat.
My card was declined.
She throws her platinum credit card onto my desk.
At the jeweler's. In front of everyone. It was humiliating.
We're ruined, Hayden. The pack is going bankrupt. And you're buying jewelry?
I look at her, at the expensive coat, and feel nothing. I cling to one last hope that she'll understand, that she still loves me.
I need to look the part of a Luna. Whatever. Just fix it.
She storms out, leaving me alone in the wreckage of my life. But my wolf is pacing, agitated. Something is deeply wrong. I find the front door unlocked. I drive to the townhouse I pay for, where she's visiting her best friend, Sarah. I hear Hayden's voice drift from the living room, casual and cruel. My blood runs cold. My hand freezes on the door.
He's such a loser. Honestly, Sarah. Once the money dries up, I'm gone. He's boring in bed anyway. I'll just find another alpha.
Rage burns through me, hot as acid. I throw the door open. I see them on the couch. On the table between them are lines of white powder and my most expensive champagne. Hayden's eyes go wide with pure terror.
Emilio. It's not what it looks like.
I wake up in the hospital wing, the smell of antiseptic burning my nose. My Gamma, my most trusted warrior, stands over me. His face is a mask of grim concern. Alpha. You had a panic attack. Your body shut down from exhaustion. My head pounds, but I only have one question. Where is she? Where is Hayden? She's outside. At the gates. She's trying to get in. A cold fire ignites in my gut. My phone. Now. He hands it over, and the screen explodes with notifications. Someone live-streamed everything. The confrontation. The cheating. The drugs. I watch the video of Hayden mocking me for the entire world to see. Then, I make the mistake of reading the comments. The Obsidian Alpha is a cuckold. No wonder the white wolf left him. He's pathetic. The pain in my chest vanishes, replaced by pure, cold ice. I sit up, my voice steady and devoid of all emotion. Freeze her accounts. All of them. The house, the car, the unlimited allowance. Cut it all. Done, Alpha. He doesn't hesitate for a second. Revoke her access to the pack house. If she tries to enter, the Guardians will remove her. By force. Yes, Alpha. I get out of bed and walk to the massive window overlooking the entrance. Hayden is there, screaming at my Guardians, her face twisted and ugly. I watch in silence as they push her back from the gates. She stumbles, falling hard into the wet mud, ruining her expensive coat. She looks up, her eyes finding my window, her face a mask of pure rage. And I feel nothing for her. But that's a lie. I feel regret. Not for her. My empire is burning, my reputation is in ashes, and the one person who helped me build it all is gone because of my own stupidity. I ruined everything. My ex-husband, Emilio, sits in a holding cell. Emilio lets out a dry, cracking laugh. He was detained for gross negligence after his entire company collapsed. Across from him, behind cold iron bars, is his mistress, Hayden. Her makeup is smeared in dark streaks down her face.
This is your fault. If you hadn't been so weak, we would be fine.
My fault? I gave you the world. You sold it for a line of coke. She was worth 10 of you.
You gave me nothing. You gave me Alana's leftovers.
She grips the bars, her voice rising to a shriek.
Do you think I didn't know? Every time you looked at me, you were comparing us. Then why did you cheat on her? Why did you break her heart?
She leans closer, her words dripping with venom.
Because you're selfish. You didn't love her. You loved that she made your life easy.
The truth hits him. Emilio sinks to the concrete floor, burying his head in his hands. He used me. He drank me dry and then tossed me aside. Days later, his lawyers begged me for a 5-minute meeting. My protector, Ansel, sits beside me in the car.
You don't have to do this, Ilana.
We are parked outside a neutral cafe. But I look at my reflection, my face calm and strong.
I do. I need him to see me one last time. Not as his victim, but as the woman who survived him.
I step out of the car and see him at a table. He looks completely ruined. His hair is graying, his shoulders are slumped, his expensive clothes hang loosely on his frame. Then, his eyes lock onto mine. He stands so fast his chair scrapes loudly against the pavement.
Ilana.
My ex-mate, Emilio, stands on the sidewalk, waiting for me.
Ilana, you look beautiful.
I walk toward him, my white wolf power cold aura around me.
I know.
He flinches at my tone.
Please. I messed up. Hayden was a mistake. I can make you the real Luna.
Tears stream down his face. He collapses to his knees on the pavement, in front of everyone.
I love you. Please come back to me.
I look down at the man who once broke me.
Stand up, Emilio. You're embarrassing yourself.
A flicker of hope appears in his desperate eyes.
Does that mean?
No.
I lean in, letting him see the absolute zero in my gaze.
You're not crying for me. You're crying because you lost your reputation. You're crying because you're alone and weak.
He reaches for my coat, but I step away.
That's not true. I realized you were the one.
You realized it too late. It doesn't matter anyway. I don't love you. I don't even hate you. I feel nothing at all.
I turn my back on him and walk away.
Ilana. Please.
I get into a waiting car. My true mate, Ansel, takes my hand and kisses it gently.
Drive.
I take a deep breath. It's finally over. As we pull away, I see Emilio in the side mirror. He is a small, broken figure, still kneeling on the ground. We speed away from the obsidian territory, my former prison disappearing in the rearview mirror. With every mile, the knot of fear that has lived in my chest for years finally loosens. I break the liberating silence between us. I'm talking about Emilio, my former alpha, my tormentor.
He was pathetic.
He was a man reaping what he sowed.
Ansel grips the leather steering wheel, his knuckles turning bone white. I study his sharp, unforgiving profile as all the pieces suddenly click into place.
You did it, didn't you? The investors, the supply lines. You orchestrated their entire downfall.
He doesn't deny it. He doesn't even blink.
I did.
Why?
He turns to face me, his gray eyes darkening like a storm front rolling in.
Because they hurt you. They were obstacles to your peace, Ilana. So I removed them.
He dismantled an entire pack's economy just to avenge me. The cold, calculated ruthlessness of it should be terrifying. But I feel no fear. Only a profound, overwhelming sense of being cherished.
And Hayden? What about my wicked stepsister?
A dark, vicious satisfaction curls the corner of his lip.
The drug charges will stick. I made sure the evidence was comprehensive. She won't be a problem for a very long time. As for Emilio, the council is voting to strip his alpha title tomorrow. He will be an omega in his own pack. Or a rogue.
The powerful alpha who tormented me will be brought lower than dirt. He reaches across the console, his large, warm hand enveloping mine completely.
Are you angry?
I look from our joined hands to his intense, waiting eyes.
No. I'm relieved.
We finally arrive back at the Silver Alps territory as snow begins to fall, dusting the world in white. Ansel kills the engine, and in the sudden quiet, the ruthless alpha mask slips away. He turns to me, his expression suddenly soft, vulnerable, needy.
I missed you today.
The moment I'm back, Ansel pulls me into his arms. His face buries in the crook of my neck.
You were gone too long.
He inhales deeply, his voice a low growl.
You smell like him. Like sadness and old rain. I need to fix that.
He rubs his cheek against mine, marking me with his own scent. Then he pulls back, his eyes deadly serious.
I have a request. My parents. And the elders. They want to meet you. Officially. Tonight.
Anything.
My stomach drops.
Tonight? Like, right now?
Meeting the in-laws is terrifying enough. But I'm a rejected mate from a rival pack, carrying another alpha's child.
They know everything, Ilana. They know about Emilio. They know about the baby.
He tells me they don't judge me.
They admire you. They want to welcome you.
But a new wave of panic hits me.
I can't go. I don't have a gift. I can't show up empty-handed.
It would be the ultimate sign of disrespect. But Ansel just smiles, a glint of pride in his eyes.
You have the model in the back of the car.
The architectural model. For the new nursery wing I designed.
Give them that. Show them your vision for our future.
He's right. It's perfect. It's not just a gift. It's a piece of my soul. It is proof of my value.
Okay. Let's do it.
Ansel kisses me, hard and fast, stealing my breath. He opens the door and we step out into the cold night air. As his hand engulfs mine, I realize I'm not walking into a trial. I'm walking home. I arrive at the fortress of the Silver Alps pack. Behind them stand 3 pack elders in ceremonial robes. Ansel's parents, the Alpha and Luna, are waiting at the massive oak doors. My training screams at me to bow, to show the submission of a lesser wolf. But Ansel grips my hand, his voice a firm whisper in my ear.
Head high, my love. You are an equal here.
His mother steps forward, her voice warm like honey. We have been waiting for you, Ilana. She doesn't offer a hand to shake. Instead, she pulls me into a hug. My muscles lock out of habit, then instantly melt. She smells like a mother. Later, I present the architectural model I designed for the pack. You are family now. The elders lean in, their eyes wide with approval.
Ingenious. The white wolf is truly gifted.
Then, Ansel's mother presents me with a small velvet box. We have something for you. I open it. Inside rests a silver badge shaped like a wolf's head, a moonstone for an eye.
This is the crest of the Silver Alps. It's for wolves born into the pack. But the elders, they voted unanimously.
He takes the badge and fastens it to my coat, right over my heart.
You are one of us, Ilana. Forever.
Tears stream down my face. I'm not a guest. I belong. But I see something else in the box. A black card and a folded document lie beneath where the badge was. I stare at the gifts.
A deed to the lakeside cabin. And access to the pack vault. For anything you want.
A symbol that I am family. A key to my own home. A card for unlimited wealth. After a lifetime of being an outcast with nothing. They have just given me everything. After years of pain, betrayal, and fighting for my life, I am finally here, in a private dining room at the top of the highest tower. The walls are pure glass, showing a world covered in a thick blanket of fresh snow under the moonlight. Candles flicker on our table as soft music plays from somewhere I cannot see. We finish our meal, and Ansel's demeanor suddenly shifts. The music swells dramatically. He stands from his chair and walks around the table to me. He holds out his hand, his eyes locked on mine. I take it, and he pulls me gently to my feet. My breath catches in my throat. Ansel lowers himself down onto one knee. In an instant, the main lights dim, leaving us illuminated only by the moon and the flickering candles. My heart hammers against my ribs like a caged animal. He pulls a small, dark box from his jacket pocket. With a soft click, he opens it. Inside is a ring, but it's not a diamond. It's a massive, glowing moonstone, surrounded by tiny diamonds that glitter like a constellation of stars.
Ilana. You have walked through fire and ice to get here. You have survived betrayal and pain that would have broken a lesser wolf.
His gray eyes shine with unshed tears as he looks up at me.
You are the strongest, most beautiful soul I have ever known. I promise to protect you. I promise to honor you. I promise to be the mate you have always deserved. Will you make me the luckiest man alive? Will you be my Luna?
I suddenly realize we are not alone. The entire world seems to hold its breath, waiting for my answer. The staff, the elders, and even his parents have gathered quietly in the shadows of the room. I look at the incredible ring, and then I look at the incredible man offering it to me. He is not a savior who rescued me. He is a partner who will stand beside me.
Yes.
Then I find my voice and shout it for the world to hear.
Yes, Unsel. Yes.
Cheers erupt all around us as Ansel slides the moonstone ring onto my finger, a perfect fit. He surges to his feet and sweeps me into his arms, spinning me around as I bury my face in his neck, finally home. My past is buried. My future is bright. I am the White Wolf. I am the Luna of the Silver Alps. And I am finally, truly, loved.